All right, so today we're at the Art of Fire in Gaithersburg. It's a glass blowing studio. I've never done this before. I'm gonna hang out with Maimouna Youssef. We're gonna have a great conversation today just about art, her philosophy, what makes her tick, what makes her feel creative and empowered, and hopefully you can get motivated by that too. I'm sure I will. Now, I've never blown glass before. The only thing I know how to blow is money. Ask my husband. But we're gonna have a good time learning how to master a new skill. You know that I believe art is art. If you're good at one thing and you have mastered that, art is something that's accessible to everybody. So you can try any medium and eventually master it. We're gonna have fun learning something new today, getting our creative rocks off. Let's go. Maimouna Youssef, known under the stage name of Mumu Fresh, is an indigenous and African-American Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter and rapper. Good to see you. Welcome. You excited to blow some glass? Yeah, like maybe we do turquoise with
spots of gray.
I like spots, yeah. I would like to do a glass with the spinning effect, purple, but with the spinning, yep, very similar.
Spiral effect?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Art of Fire is a world-class, state-of-the-art glass blowing studio in Montgomery County, Maryland. The glass makers use heat, centrifugal force, gravity, and physics to create a myriad of shapes and forms. It's run by artists, for artists, all about artists, and you can also shop their beautiful collection of handmade glass items. Oh, she's gonna go first. I'm gonna try to focus and not burn myself while
You'll be fine.
Okay, all right, let's do it. All right.
Sprinkle a little bit of gold out here for you.
So how do you feel about being able to blow glass? Are you confident? Or?
I'm not confident at all. But I'm here for the experience.
I know. I was like, no, don't tell me to go first.
I know.
It's a little scary.
It is. I'm a little bit of a scaredy cat.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Challenge yourself.
So my first question while we're waiting for him is, what's your personal philosophy to art, about art?
My personal philosophy about art, as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, apply that right now, is to relax, let go, and let God. And I'm thinking about my art as on stage, but now I'm like, also apply that here then, Move. Stop being like this. So yeah, relax, let go, and let God, let the divine creative flow through you. So that's thank you for reminding me of that.
Just let it flow. Yeah, because, I mean, honestly, there's no mistakes that we can make except burning ourselves, which he said is
that's right. That's very important.
Right. Now I have like 10 things I want to make out of glass, and I haven't even touched
I know,
the glass.
right?
And they teach this at 2,000 degrees all the time. And it's hot.
Ooh, it is.
Sure, we could work on it, fix any cracks or anything.
Wow.
The column with air in it.
All right, so tell us one thing people probably don't know about you.
I think that I'm really silly. People think I'm really serious because I tend to do a lot of serious content.
Yeah,
but like I'm really, really silly. Woo! Speaking of which, I thought he was coming over here with it. It's so big now.
Now we're going to keep turning and roll over that gold. There we go.
People always say that when they meet me, like, you're so different than I thought you were. Yeah, they think I'm like super serious. All my album covers, I'm like, doo-doo-doo, you know? And I'm like, hi.
Now blow a little bit more, very soft. Good, let's stop right there. We're going to go back the other way, keep turning and blowing. Squeeze on it a little more. That's perfect, no harder. Now start to lean your hand outward like it's a lever. Just a little bit of shaping.
Oh, it's so pretty. So there's always a fear of doing something wrong, but then I'm also like, well, then that's also part of the joy of it, right? You can't learn to do what's right until you learn to do what's wrong. It's like, that's the contrast to life, right? So there's the fear, But the fear is really, I think, in your ego of like, I want to be perfect, you know? And I think art teaches you that nobody's perfect. You don't get to be perfect.
Susan, would you take a couple of flashes while I explain? Water blades together, hold them tight.
Water blades
Bring
together.
it from here
Okay.
onto the neck. Onto the neck. Get it on there. Yep. Get another one. We're going to do the other side. Right onto it. Turn them upside down and strike the pipe here. With the back. Here.
Here.
Hit it. Yep.
Oh! That was great. Wow, that's so much fun. This is like a really, I don't know, a humbling process. It teaches you to kind of be in the flow, like not try to control it, you know, but don't do too much, don't do too little. I guess art is like a representation of life, you know?
I think this would be a good like de-stressor.
I could definitely
anything but what you're doing.
To get a little bit more diameter in some of this, you can take them out now. Place them down gently. That's it. Right on that joint where we stuck the punty. And when I tap it, it comes off.
That was flawless.
All right. Do you ever feel like you need to sacrifice anything to be your best creative self?
Well, I think part of being your best creative self is just like being yourself. I mean, being your best self in general. I feel like I show up better to my creativity when I'm rested, when I'm, you know, had a great massage, you know, when I'm breathing deep, when I'm present. So I feel like being the best creative I can be is really like being the best human I can be. So what I would be sacrificing, a lot of times for me has to do, I would be sacrificing, prioritizing other people over myself, which sometimes is a very good sacrifice, a necessary sacrifice. You know, I don't think it feels like a sacrifice when you're used to putting people in front of yourself, you know, and you can go through the guilt trips over what it's like to prioritize your own well-being, and but it's necessary. I feel like that if there was any sacrifice, that would be the sacrifice of remembering to prioritize myself, and not just like my worldly self, but like my self-self.
What are you doing to ensure you continue to grow and develop as an artist?
Oh, well, I'm a person that I like to sign up for classes.
Okay.
I take a million classes. So like I just got certified in breathology. I think that's an important part of my craft as a singer, and also as a sound healer. And just as a human being, like we need to breathe.
Yeah, there's a book called Breathe, and it's literally about how certain breathing techniques can keep you from feeling overwhelmed with anxiety.
Yes, everythday.
I have panic attacks. Have you ever had panic attacks?
I have.
It's the only thing that can get me out of panic.
Absolutely. And I did a 3 day, like 8 hour long breath session for 3 days.
Wow.
I felt like high for like a week afterwards, like so giddy and so excited. Wow. I was amazed at what it could do.
I need to use breath in my marriage. The way I use breath is
That is hilarious. Right. So yes, I'm a person that, I still take voice lessons. Like I'm a person that I love to study, I love to learn. Yeah, I think that's so important. It baffles me when young people who don't have hardly any experience feel like, no, I'm good. I don't need to learn no more. I'm always like, really?
Yeah, and
really?
It's sad to see them limit themselves like that. But I think that in today's society with things like social media, it's easy for you to see the end result.
Right.
Like, oh well, if I
and you want to skip over the process, and you'll never be a master if you skip over the process. Like you'll miss the lesson, you'll miss the point. You'll have a piece of paper that said you did it, but you will miss the point.
Put it onto the yoke, keep it burning when it goes into the heat. Okay. We keep our eye on it to make sure that it's not falling off center. I'll help you out with that. So get one hand down toward the middle, hold it nice and level. Roll it on the table, roll. Rolling makes it round, because that's where this is cold. We're going to turn the pipe, and you're going to come up and gently catch the moving glass and keep rolling. Now let it fall, now flip it, now lay it down,
that's
and
what
rock
you
it and pick up white. Now flip it, rock it, and pick up white.
Okay. So right now we are forming my glass. It has to be reheated several times so the glass stays piping hot. And I'm about to blow some air to give it the shape I need it to have.
Okay, I'll take the coupling. Blow a little more.
All right, reheating it one more time. And then when it comes out, I believe we'll be making like the lip and like the finishing shape. So this is something I could easily get addicted to. I think Mumu would agree. We're both like already planning other things we're gonna make. I see how it's so like cathartic, you know?
By holding it up at an angle and just letting it roll like that.
All right, so now I have to shape the bottom of the glass. So I have to kind of hold it at a different angle and roll it.
Good.
Once we're done pulling it out, I think we are gonna allow gravity to do its job. Make the glass a little longer by letting it feels like hot honey. It's like working with like thick, hot molasses.
There we go. We're just trading girth for length. There we go. Now just a little bit. Good. That's looking pretty decent.
Yeah, I like that. Now I'm about to blow into the pipe. And I hope this doesn't arouse anybody on the internet, but.
Now roll back toward me. Roll back this way.
Okay.
Yep, just like that. Blow a little more. Blow a little harder.
If I get a bum bump, I'm coming back.
Spirit over it.
Right.
If I get a bum bump. Oh my God.
Good, and that's what gives us a nice straight line, okay?
But now you see how much time goes into making like just one glass. So imagine if you're making a set of 8 of these. I know. So I'm about to spank Simon with this for insubordination. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna flatten the bottom, so I'm gonna come in and out like this.
Paddle flat on just like that. There you go, just like that. Bring it back, touch it. Turn them over. Strike right up here. Hit down. There you go. That's what
That was fun.
some. Yeah. Now let's go outside top. Open them up a little so they ride on the glass. That's it. I don't know. I can give you the angle, but I can't do it without the glove.
It gave us great instruction.
Yes.
Thank
Get
you.
what you wanted from it?
That and
Okay,
more.
that's the main thing. That's what we strive for.
Yeah.
Keep you safe,
Yeah.
get you something you're happy with, and have some fun
Great.
doing it.
Ready? Yeah.
You got it. I'll be back. I'll be
Okay.
back.
All right, well, let's go on down.
We talked a little bit about, you know, how you express yourself through your art. How do you feel about doing something different that you've never done before? I mean, you touched on that a little bit.
Yeah.
That's kind of like your part of your process.
It was super fun. Believe it or not, I don't have a lot of hobbies outside of music.
Okay.
Yeah, most of what I do creatively is music related or theater related, or I mean, even sound healing is still music. So this was actually really good for me to get outside of my comfort zone. I was telling you, my mom is a watercolor, so she's always trying to get me to do watercolor, and I tried one time and my painting was so whack. I was like, this is not for me. You know, but she, you know, she explains to me like it's about the process, not about whatever the outcome is, and the more you do it, the more you grow with your art. I didn't do it again though. So I like this. Like I would try this again. This is, I have to get, you know, it's like reminding me like I should have some hobbies.
And I would
You
see
know?
them as expansions of the creative body, right?
Yeah.
Because when you were talking about how you tried the watercolor and you felt like it was whack, try this technique next time. Because you're a musician, you can kind of like see notes, right?
Yeah.
When I'm singing, because I started off singing as well. When I'm singing, if my finger is doing this in the air, I can like rip a lot better because I
Right.
can see myself.
That
making
is
the
so
different
true.
changes.
Oh my
For
God.
some reason, I'm like,
Uh-huh.
right? But see that as a paintbrush. Next time you pick up a paintbrush, I want you to see the colors as the notes, highs and lows and in betweens. All the colors are those shades, are the notes. And all of the little strokes you make are going to be your riffs. Write a song with
interesting.
color
Ooh.
and see if you
That's
like
a
what
good
you come up with.
challenge.
It's a way to
Okay.
channel one art into another. I think that's a very important thing to know. When you do one form of art, if you want to channel into another art, see how you can incorporate some of the principles of how you express the first art into the second art. And see if
I feel
you
like I
can-
have to do it now.
You
like,
have to.
I'm like looking at it now like, huh. Because I feel like when I'm improvising especially, I see like where it's going is like a mountain and sometimes like a waterfall and
Yeah.
there's different, I see the colors too. So that is very,
Yeah. So
I should try to do that. Okay.
try, because I feel like you were just, when you tried it and you didn't like it, you were disconnected from it. You saw it
Yeah.
as something outside and other than your natural
Right.
artistic ability, and it's not.
Now, what do you think is like the best medium with paint medium to try?
So, I mean, I do oil, acrylic, watercolor. I haven't done a lot of watercolor, but I would say it really depends. If you're trying to do people, like skin, oil is the best because it just blends so well. But if you want to do a watercolor, I mean, I don't know. I feel like they have a different application. But to start, I think I like watercolor because it bleeds, it's more free. So it's like it's a good place to start. Whereas acrylic is unforgiving. It's very like if you paint outside a line, you gotta keep painting over it.
Right.
You know, so I would try watercolor if you were gonna try to get into it.
I don't know. Art is like life. You can learn so many life lessons from art, and it teaches you things about your personality and, you know, maybe where you are and your development and
I feel like what's inside comes out on whatever canvas or if it's true art, right? Some people are very performative with their art, and I feel like I can always tell. Like, it's not coming from somewhere in here. It's just like, I'm looking. I just
right. It's
and
just
that's okay.
pretty and frilly.
But you know, I like the
I'm
like
gonna
the
try
real
again.
from the gut.
This was nice. This was really fun. I like how like delicate it is. Every nuance will make a kind of drastic change. You know.
Yeah. I mean, did you see how when I was holding the pliers, he's like, if it's not straight on the glass, it's not going to shape it.
Right.
But it's so hard to do that while you're moving. So it's like learning a new dance. You have to get
right. It does feel like dancing, like the motor skills, doing several things at the same time, blowing and turning.
Exactly. Blowing and turning is new.
Okay.
Blowing and turning is something I'm gonna have to try.
No, this was fun. I'm so glad you invited me.
Of course.
This was really fun. Like now I feel like I have to do more things.
Yes,
do more creative
that's the whole
hobbies.
point of this. And I want somebody who's watching who feels stuck creatively to step into another box, start expressing themselves in another way, and then it just makes you better at your core art.
I like it. I like it.
All right, now we're gonna go eat. We're gonna go eat.
Okay.
Very well.
I'm here for that.
Almost tripped.